for our runners to ready up, so
there we go.
We're
off.
So usually a difference between the accessible normal rule set and settings and this rule set is that chest sizes variation is on whatever that setting is called.
Chest size matches contents.
Yeah, thanks for correcting
If it
me.
is a major item, or if it's an ice trap, it will appear in a large chest and look like something you want to grab. Otherwise, it'll be in a small chest.
Because the runners in Kikiri Forest can gamble, they can gamble whether they want to grab all the small chests in the hopes that it has rupees, or they want to risk it and leave and just use a minimal rupee count. But they will always go for the big chests. Because it is probably a useful item for early game. And it looks like Dotzo is having a little bit of trouble with
yeah, no strength upgrade. Can't play Link the Gardener just yet. Can't pull grass up. Oh, and there's an example on RG's side of what those big chest ice traps look like.
Oh,
Dotzo about to get the same treatment.
That's rough.
Yeah, getting a nice pile of money, so will not surprise me if either of these folks go to Deku Tree right up from the get-go.
And thankfully, because ISG is allowed in this rule set, you only have to buy one stick. And one strategy you are able to do as well, in order to get more sticks, you can do ISG before you enter Deku Tree, before swinging the stick. Because your default crouch stud damage is Kikiri Sword 1. And... oh, I'm having a massive brain fart. I apologize.
Yeah, they'll be able to get ISG to do sword damage against the Deku Babas, which will have them drop sticks as rewards instead of if it did stick damage, which drops nuts as the reward. So they'll be able to use that ISG to get themselves additional sticks without having to purchase them.
And I just want to mention that those Deku Babas need to be killed with sword damage. They can't be killed with sticks, pretty sure. Although I could.
They can, they just drop nuts. If you want additional sticks, it needs to be sword damage. Or, oddly, boomerang damage will also net sticks. So we did see the first hint stone that Big Oron is dead. Ocarina of Time teaches Serenade of Water, so not likely gonna need to see all dungeons this go round.
No all dungeons ZL. What a disappointing seed.
Yeah. Guess this will be over in a quick time. But yeah, Dotzo again showing off both the ISG and the lovely rainbow sword trails that are enableable. ISG really does a good job of showing those off.
Having as many sticks as possible in early game is going to prove very useful when you end up breaking them for one reason or another, whether it be a mistake or you need to attack an enemy with it. A good example is the Wolfos in Sacred Forest Meadow.
Okay, Dotzo peeking those chests, seeing that the one that's in plain sight is small, and that the one that is up the vines is small as well, and not bothering with them. Dotzo being one of the biggest advocates in the OOTR scene for chest size matches contents. It is one of his personal favorite settings. RG not using that peak, and getting a map as his reward for it.
Very punishing.
Yep, but, you know, early game, it's still kind of handy to be able to get additional money. You know, heart pieces aren't super important to folks of this skill level, but having those additional timers is kind of handy when you get in places where those affect your ability to make progress.
Definitely. When I usually play it risky, but a lot of the time I end up being very low in health when I get to Death Mountain Crater or Fire Temple. It can be really risky. So it is a good move on these runners to maybe occasionally grab a few small chests here and there in the hopes that it's a heart container or heart piece.
Yep, the ones that are right in your path are the most likely ones to get opened. Going out of your way for it, though, is not considered a particularly good move.
And Dotzo obtaining a double defense, looks like.
Ooh, well. It's not going to impact the timers any, but going to make it significantly less likely that he'll take a death at any point in this run.
Alright, Dotzo having a little bit of trouble with that one Skulltula, but looks like he was able to manage somehow.
That looks like it'll put all this into logic. Not that logic is that big of a concern to either of these guys, but knowing when you're in and out of logic is at least useful for being able to determine where what you're looking for might be hiding.
I'm not going to lie, he closed the text box so fast I didn't know if it was an ice trap or not. Because ice traps don't activate until you're out of the water. Dotzo having a little bit of trouble with D1 skip, unfortunately.
Yeah, although both of these guys taking advantage of flame storage there so that they have their lit stick once they get up on the other side. Oh, no, looks like Runnerguy did not get the flame storage. He is opting to move the block. Gonna be lighting it off this raised torch here.
Yeah, that's definitely that's definitely an older strat. You don't see that very often.
Well, RG is an OG OOT runner. He's been at this for years, so him showing off some old-fashioned tech is not unexpected.
I just hope it doesn't lose him the race, though. That's all.
And doubt, the extra 30 seconds here in Deku is gonna make the difference, but we'll see.
That's true. Now that I'm going for Goma ISG, I'm upset. You're all going for Broken Deku Stick.
Yep. Dotzo getting the fast one cycle. We'll see if RG pulls that off in just a moment. And Goma just giving us a token today. Yeah, one of the settings enabled for this tournament is dungeon tokens shuffled. So, all of the tokens that would normally be found on dungeon Skulltulas are shuffled into the main item pool, and the main item pool is shuffled onto those dungeon skulls, which is why we saw a slingshot on a skull earlier. Looks like they grabbed a Kokiri Emerald for the effort of defeating Deku. One step closer to that Serenade of Water.
May I note that that's vanilla, which is a little bit rare.
He got about a 1 in 8 or 1 in 9 chance?
Well, I normally never see that in a randomizer, but that's just what I've seen.
Yeah, statistics says it's a 1 in 9 chance of happening. And Dotzo opting to head straight to market. We'll see in just a moment, once RG gets out into the field. He's going back into Kokiri.
This is a strange play.
Is he opting to go grab the hint, or is he wanting to clear out Lost Woods early?
Looks like he wants to do a bit of Lost Woods clearing, because he got the slingshot, which makes it more viable to do. And you can also get the hint up here a little bit early. The main problem with doing this early
Water
is that
Temple foolish. That is something that most people like to see, because Water Temple is not everybody's favorite place to spend their time.
I was just trying to explain that it's not really a safe move to go into Lost Woods when you don't have any songs set up. Or you don't really have any leads. It's much safer to just head straight to market. Although you can get lucky here. You can absolutely get lucky.
Yeah, like there's an additional slingshot upgrade. Not really all that useful, though.
And Dotzo getting a really nice blue rupee from Malon. She's feeling very generous today.
Yeah, Dotzo down to his last stick. So, making use of ISG to get that to last as long as it can. And RG headed into the Ocarina minigame. It's like Dotzo's waiting for time of day to switch over. Heading back into market at nighttime.
Going for a few extra rupees. Dotzo getting the Aaron to the Goron bracelet. I wasn't going to make an obscure reference. Let's just call it
That
the
is a
Goron
nice
bracelet.
reward from Richard's mama there. I'm not as familiar with glitch tech, but I'm assuming that that does still come in handy.
Yeah, Goron bracelet does come in handy. And
Also attempting to get over the barrier to hit the load zone into the bazaar, but not having luck with that.
Frogs 2 appears to be dead. Thank goodness.
Yep. Dead hand in the well, holding a small key. Frogs 2 dead.
Looks like Runnerguy unfortunately did not get rewarded from being in the Lost Woods. So it's quite a shame.
Yep, and Dotzo, 13 minutes in, going adult. Yes. The other hint there that I forgot to say aloud was that Pose is dead, which is nice.
Spirit Temple Forest Medallion. Very, interesting.
That's gonna make Prelude and Burning Cack a little bit more difficult to get if either of those is an important song.
It looks like Dotzo is doing slightly better on hearts than Runnerguy right now. So, if he does need to travel into Death Mountain Crater, he's going to have a much easier time even without the hook shot. Yeah, it looks like Dotzo is going to Zora's River to do the checks a little bit earlier than you would normally. it is in logic for a lot of Zora's River checks, but some of them are out of logic, so...
Only the plateau is in logic at this point.
Yeah.
Both the heart pieces would require explosives for child or scale for child to access them, or hover boots for adult to access them. However, there are glitchless jumps to get to both of those. And Runnerguy getting his strength upgrade now. What glitches are allowed? Everything that isn't get item manipulation, RBA, wrong warps. Nearly everything is still on the table, because this is a glitch-heavy category.
And if I may just say, we just saw a hint that Breath of the Wild is on the way of the hero, which is also known as Bomb of the Well. So, I assume Dotzo is...
And Market Wave hero, which may be pointing at that Goron bracelet.
Dotzo is probably going to do a Navi dive into the well very soon.
Yep, who needs Song of Storms?
And it looks like...
That appears to be a mirror, or no, Goron tunic, pardon.
Yeah, that's a Goron tunic. It is useful in Glitched Rando if you have low health.
50 Skulls is dead. Always happy to see that.
And it appears that the...
Just move into a different shade of blue for Dotzo.
Yeah.
Fashion check there.
Looks like Dotzo really wants that Vigor sword. But not so much anymore. I would definitely, if that was a kind of an item that saved a minute throughout the run, or the seed, but if you miss that jump, then I'd say it's not worth it. Dotzo's in the right there.
Yep. Go for it. If you fail it, don't worry too hard about it.
Because you have to
And
remember...
I mean, if you go back as child with a chicken, you can grab it later anyway.
You have to remember there are two Octoroks shooting at you while you're trying to line up for that angle. It's a very hard jump to make sometimes.
And yes, just for clarification, 100 skulls is not randomized. It is unlimited rupees. The highest Skulltula reward is 50. Unless you're playing one of the meme settings, which is 100 Skull Token Bridge, which is not a part of this tournament, nor likely to be part of any tournament ever, because memes.
Well, I would legitimately want to play a tournament with 100 skulls. That sounds like a good idea.
100 Skull Bridge.
Did Dotzo just get, oh, he intentionally got that. He, decided to do, the heart piece guy dupe. If you turn around, if you do some movement shenanigans and, you cause collection delay, if you load him and turn away when it's supposed to load, you get the item, but it doesn't register that it's actually been, like, given to you. So you can get it twice. So it's kind of a good risk to take.
Nice. It ended up only being a blue rupee, so not really something that's worth the effort of getting again. Had it been something useful.
If that was hook shot, that would be a little bit broken, or a strength upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like Dotzo is being spoiled with early ZL. Oh boy, what would I do for an early ZL seed? I'd be
Even in
so
glitch,
happy.
that's one of the ones that is difficult to completely bypass, right?
Well, it depends. Dotzo attempting to climb up there while it's spinning quickly, which makes it very hard to climb up.
Yep, opting to reset the room.
Yeah, that's definitely a smart move there. Dotzo with the silver gauntlets.
Well, that
Very, very
spirit forest medallion is looking less nervous now.
But will Dotzo take the plunge by going further into adult by getting more songs in the hope that he gets Requiem? Because that's always an internal struggle I have when I'm doing Glitch Rando is, well, I can maybe do this, I can maybe get lucky here, but I have nothing else to clear the area. So the answer is usually you'd want to go to Minuet and Bolero if you can clear out the areas around Minuet and Bolero, but if you can only go to those songs alone, it's much better to come back later when you're more equipped to clear out the surrounding areas.
And RG also not making that jump to get the big Oron sword. Now I don't feel so bad for failing to do that very consistently. If these two top tier folks have some difficulties with it occasionally too.
That jump is very difficult. Even for me. But I did make a setup for it. And it works great if you don't get hit by the Octoroks.
Okay, Dotzo in Dompe 1 now. Runnerguy heading into Kakariko. Seems like Dotzo has a bit of a lead right now since Runnerguy opted to spend some time in Lost Woods and didn't really get anything rewarding for it. Although it is likely that Dotzo will be there and doing those same checks eventually.
Definitely.
Nice clean Dompe race there.
And unfortunately, you do have to grab the reward in the small chest, otherwise, second Dampe will not drop his item.
That is something that has been fixed on the dev build and will be present once 5.0 is available, which is not on the horizon, people. Don't get your hopes up too high just yet. But it is available for playing with on the dev build. However, these lads are playing on 4.0, and so it is not fixed in this particular version. You do have to grab that first chest, whether it's big or small.
So you're saying in 5.0 we're going to get 200 Skulltula reward bridge requirement?
Sure.
I'd actually like that.
Required skull duping. Yep.
I mean, you could always add the Skulltula randomizer logic in. Like Skulltula placement.
Skullamizer. Yep.
Yep.
Skullamizer with all 1,000 locations enabled. Not currently compatible with item randomizer, just in case folks were curious.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. And Dotzo going for the very convenient Sun Song Grave. Having ZL on Song of Storms is very, very convenient for routing in general. Because you get a free song and you can song chain.
Potentially.
Well, potentially, yes. It's just that you're more likely to song chain if... as opposed to, like, not having ZL there.
Yeah, you've got one more opportunity here to get something that can just instantly warp you to another song check. If this is Minuet, Bolero, or Requiem, then we just instantly get another song, because we can warp straight there to acquire it.
Dotzo
But it's Song of Storms.
Also getting the semi-useless Song of Storms. Because you can just Navi dive into the well, and the only time that is required is for 3 other checks.
Well, we know one of those is dead, Frogs 2.
Yep.
Or pardon, we don't know about Frogs 1. We know Frogs 2 is dead. Could be useful for Frogs 1, or the 2 Song of Storms grottos that are relevant in this settings preset. Runnerguy getting knocked around a little bit by Dompe's flames. He is a meanie.
Dampe unfortunately causing Link a small concussion with his trolling.
And neither of these folks adhering to Team Never Buy Shield, both of them picking up Hylian shields. But power crouch stabs are very nice to be able to execute, so...
And Hessing is also nice once you actually find explosives.
Mm-hmm.
That's more of the bigger draw, is Mega Flipping and Hessing. Not just power crouch stabbing.
Remember, I'm primarily a glitchless player, so my understanding of the utility of various items in Glitchrando is limited, which is why I'm here today with Glitchymon, who knows lots of stuff about Glitchrando. And Glitched Vanilla.
Yeah, I was about to say, what Dotzo did was he attempted a cutscene skip that skips the opening cutscene in DC, but that cutscene is currently removed in Randomizer, so we just lost time there, unfortunately. But that's okay, speedrunner's muscle memory.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and since this is shuffled tokens, heading back here to get these tokens, heading out back in this section of DC. Not generally visited unless you're playing Token Sanity.
And Dotzo unfortunately not going for the baby Dodongo hover to the one Skulltula. I don't even think there's a baby Dodongo hover. They can even get you that high. I'm joking.
Yeah, I mean, you could waste the time to drag the statue over, but that's slow. This is a race. Runnerguy in the Composer Grave now, just knocking out the keys. Gonna go get his own Song of Storms here in just a moment.
And Dotzo looking inside the bummable wall before he grabs the chest. He sees it's a small chest and he decides not to grab it.
Interesting setup for knocking down the stairs. I haven't seen that one before.
It saves a few seconds.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. And Dotzo unfortunately not grabbing the bomb before the explosion. You have to waste some time waiting for it. And Dotzo appears to have found the Apache tunic. So it looks like he might get lucky this seed.
Yeah, Dotzo has all fashion options available to him right now.
And And Dotzo having a tiny bit of trouble with those pesky Skulltulas. I haven't seen this strat before, but it looks plausible.
If he's doing it, I'm assuming he's done it before. That is an interesting strat. Oh, and opting to grab the money.
But to explain why that works, if you're targeting a direction when you climb up a wall, when you let go of that wall, you keep the original direction, and you can jump slash the skull. You can jump slash the skull with the correct angle instead of trying to like fall and take damage. I know how to really explain that, but normally it's impossible to hit that Skulltula with the sword because you either take damage, fall down, all the good stuff.
So Dotzo about halfway through DC now. Runnerguy just now coming in. And what have we here? Picking up fire arrows.
So if Dotzo somehow accidentally does RBA, he can finally get the Fire Temple boss key.
Well, fire's our final stone today, so I don't think there'll be much incentive to do anything like that. Unless Volvagia has something important.
And Dotzo, unfortunately, not going for the Tectite tests. You can't do a Tectite test. But so far, I don't think we've seen any really major useful items, right, Lost?
The second strength upgrade seems to be the most useful thing to me.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't think the biggest problem in No I Am Wrong Warp Randomizer.
Ooh, Dotzo finding another ice trap.
Is that if you don't have explosives, you're losing time at every section for the most part. So it's very scary the longer you go without explosives. Because you could be hessing across where you need to go, which saves minutes.
And doing Link the Rolling Goron with strength alone. Always fun. Can go the slow way through the maze at this point, though, with those silver gauntlets. I doubt either of these folks are going to bother with that, but it is an option.
I mean, there's nothing really wrong with going slowly through the maze if you have no other options. Like, it's a completely viable strat. And Dotzo failing the Hess, unfortunately. And not going for Silver Gauntlet Rocks. That's pretty unfortunate. I'm very surprised he didn't even bother going for them.
And Runnerguy picking up his fire arrows now, still working his way through DC.
And Dotzo doing a setup to get past Mida without hook shot.
Looks like he's headed out to Sacred Forest Meadow to get whatever song is out there, and probably also to check the hint stones, get a little guidance on what the seed intends. Not quite killing that guy as intended.
And hopefully Dotzo does not get knocked into the water here. Alright, Dotzo is safe, or so it seems. And it looks like he's just having a little bit of trouble here.
Just trying to get that glitchless jump set up. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah. Spirit Temple is on the way of the hero. Oh boy.
Interesting. And it is our forest medallion, so it is a useful one to prioritize anyway.
Is a way bigger priority now that it has both the forest medallion behind it and now a way of the hero hint.
And just Sun Song on Minuet. Not a particularly useful one.
Looks like Dotzo may be going back child here because he's not finding any other leads in adult.
Yep, and having Song of Storms and ZL can go through and take care of the well now.
And if I just add some fun facts, you do not technically need ZL to get every chest in the well in the glitch rule set. Because what you can do to get the chests underwater is you can do a trick called blank A that works on Randomizer because it's based off of 1.0 and it disregards water collision and you can open chests underground. The main problem with that is that you need to save warp several times each time you fall because once you go down you can't get back up.
And Runnerguy getting that ice trap outside of Goron City now as well. Both of them got fooled by that chest. Yeah, it looks like these guys are both taking very similar routes. Aside from that divergence of Runnerguy visiting Lost Woods early in the seed, thus appearing to be a bit behind, but really they've covered pretty much the same ground, aside from Runnerguy visiting a bit of Lost Woods, and so putting him a bit behind Dotzo in the things that they've both been doing back to back.
Looks like Dotzo is just gonna barely miss Dampe. Because you have about 21 seconds after turns night to make it to Dampe in time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does have a limited window when he is available out there. And Dotzo getting some ISG there to be able to take care of these skulls a little more easily. Dotzo going skull hunting tonight. Runnerguy setting up something. I'm not quite sure what.
I'm not familiar what he's doing either. Okay, maybe he's just thinking.
Yeah, might have just been idling there, trying to figure out what to do next. Opting to go back to the Lost Woods for more. Coming to the same decision that Dotzo did just a few minutes ago.
Looks like he was actually able to make Dampe.
Ah.
Lucky. Oh, first try. Oh boy, so lucky.
And that is a nice reward there.
and dotzo also most likely going to get the torch chest in the Sunsong Grave.
Yep, visiting here as a child, gonna be able to use some flame storage. RG having his own battles with the moblins in Sacred Forest Meadow. Not having a lot of luck with that. Yeah, Iron Boots, especially considering that we've got a barren water temple. Not super essential, but if they have a difficulty finding Longshot or Hammer or Hovers, having the irons to be able to get around in there can still be handy. At least I would think so. I might be mistaken. Remember that I am not a glitched runner. Or, I should say, my glitched running abilities are extremely limited.
So you're saying you're a glitched runner, though? Is that what you're admitting now?
A very bad one! But I do play with glitches, in some settings. I just can't execute most of the cool ones.
Well lost. I have a very easy solution that I suggest to everybody who has problems with OOT tricks. Do you want to know what it is?
Get good.
You got it.
Yep. Anyone who knows me knows that my goal is not to get good, my goal is simply to get less bad.
Baby steps.
And Dotzo not even bothering to glitch his way into the well, likely because he's there at nighttime. Can't Kuko dive. Might as well just play the song. Do it the intended way.
Another reason why you'd want to do it that way is because you might have to true trip the well, and it's probably slower to do Navi Dive twice, as opposed to playing Song of Storms once. So it could definitely be wrong.
Yeah, Dotzo taking full advantage of Chess Size Match's contents, peeking everything possible.
And Dotzo obtaining the light arrows. That's very good.
Yeah, I'm reasonably sure that even under these settings, that is a required go mode item. So that would definitely make Bottom of the Well Way of the Hero. Dotzo peeking everything conceivably peekable. Grabbing a key here. Those are useful in this because you want to be able to see what those gold Skulltulas are holding. These are dungeon skulls. Not quite fully in logic, still no explosives. But I'm assuming that there are ways of bypassing that. Dotzo is quite the master at at a wide variety of places where peeking chests in Chess Size Match's contents is a useful place to utilize it. It is one of his personal favorite settings, very strongly advocated for it in a variety of different places. Oh, and just a bloopy there.
And Runnerguy finally finding his iron boots from Mr. Dampe.
Yep, he got his Dampe timing correct as well. And most likely headed to the well himself now. Yep, RG also opting to just play Song of Storms. Playing it safe there.
And Dotzo going straight for the small chest, which is normally there. Dotzo also playing it nice and safe with broken stick, because he wasn't actually targeting the wall there, so he had to retry 3 times. And also going for 1 cycle dead hand. And unfortunately,
well, we did get a hint that Dead Hand here is holding a small key, so wanting to be able to clear and not have to worry about resetting to save scum keys.
It's very nice to at least check what the Skulltula is.
Yep, can't collect it yet. No boomerang or ability to get up there. But can use that slingshot to kill it and see if it's something to come back for later.
Well, technically you can get up there, but it's a little difficult. One of the rooms...
Well, I know in the like room you can get yourself spat up. I didn't know that there were strats to get the skulls in the other 2 locked rooms.
You would do a hover off the Deku Baba in the room Dotzo's about to enter, and you do additional hovers off the flying pots.
That sounds very complicated, especially considering the lack of explosives. Oh, it's just a vanilla token.
Yep. You don't need explosives there to do the hover, though. You can do it without it. And in this room, if you were to try and get the skull without explosives, you have to do a RNG-based keys hover, which is definitely enjoyable.
He moved away faster than I could see. That looked like possibly a scale? Oh, chat saying compass. Okay. I saw something blue and wasn't sure what I was looking at.
And unfortunately, Dotzo failing to equip the hover boost his child. And Dotzo... This might actually be a little scary for Dotzo, because he's absolutely going to have to get his Hylian shield back, and he has to do ISG to make this work. If he's not careful, he's going to get eaten again.
Looks like you managed to pull that off.
Definitely. It's very scary when that happens. If you mess up, well, goodbye shield. And I might also note he almost got his Deku shield burn there as well.
That was dangerous there. Oh, and peeking the basement chest and deciding, nah. So save warping up to the front of the dungeon to get out of there. So why was Runner Guy resetting? Was he safe scumming his keys there?
I'd assume so. It appears Dotzo is reloading Kak in a very specific way, so it looks like he's doing cuckoos. And he is.
Yep. Everybody's favorite check! Very tedious, but does sometimes yield big rewards. And considering that they are running out of things in logic to check anyway, I'm sure there's plenty of things that they can access out of logic. It's a reasonable play to try and find progression here.
And it's also reasonable when you have no explosives and you need to really start looking hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on with Runnerguy and all these save orbs, but seems to be just wanting to get back to the front of the dungeon quick and easy repeatedly.
I mean, he does have enough Deku sticks, so I might have just missed that because I'm paying attention to what dotzo's doing.
Yeah, similar. Yep, what is this tournament? It is a tournament, no I Am Wrong Warp rule set. In Rando, it has not received a rename. And, a lot of tricks on the table for these lads to utilize to get their items. But the goal is still get your 6 medallions, make your bridge, go kill a pig.
I thought you had to kill Gan. Why kill the pig? That's mean. Unfortunately, Runnerguy not doing the CF strat there, unfortunately. To check if it's a small or big chest.
All the places where you're capable of peeking, they are not known widely everywhere. As I said, Dotzo being one of the people with the encyclopedic knowledge of how to, how and where that is utilized. And the rest of us scrambling to catch up. So, Runnerguy, done with the well. At least for now. May dip back once explosives.
So it looks like Dotzo is finally going to be doing Lost Woods.
Yep, and Runnerguy doing Night Cack to get those skulls. Large chest here in the Song of Storms grotto in Kokiri.
And it is a
It's
useless
the toilet
item.
paper. Don't need that for anything at all in this category. It's just uselessly hogging up a bottle slot.
It's a free second bottle if you get another bottle. Otherwise, it's junk.
Sorry, me bringing memes from other OTR communities into this space. Yeah. The multi-worlders tend to refer to that as the toilet paper. As a lot of multi-world folks play under No I Am Wrong Warp rules.
Oh boy, I found the Rudo's letter. This is definitely gonna help me get past King Zora.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean I can clip past him? Dang.
Clipping past as adult is absolutely free. Clipping past as child is slightly more complicated, but still definitely something that folks can learn.
There are several methods as child to do that, and 2 methods as adult. You're able to do a Hess clip as child, and you're able to do a bomb shoot damage push, but that's very hard. And they can easily fail.
Yeah. I'm primarily familiar with the ledge canceling method, so.
Wait, you're saying there's a ledge canceling method for skipping King Zora? I never heard of that one. I'm actually serious. I have never heard of ledge canceling to skip King Zora.
Wait, what?
The only situation I ever saw that is when you have no shield and 1 explosive.
Yeah, using a chew and shield and the torch there. There's a ledge canceling setup. It's the way I know how to break into Zora's Fountain as a child.
Oh, I thought you said ledge clip.
Ledge cancel.
Oh, well. I might be a tad, sleepy.
Glitchy? Sleepy? Nah, that doesn't happen. We've never seen that before.
Good point.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be so mean and pick on you.
It's
okay,
okay,
so
I'm
easy.
used to it. I'm used to people seeing my name in chat and just spamming ZSR snug. And Dotzo
failing!
Unfortunately failing the really stupidly hard to time bomb flower Hess. Which I would never attempt unless I practice it a very large amount.
Yeah, RG looking like he wants to head to Zora's Fountain, or pardon, Zora River as a child. And Dotzo also, both of them trying to set it up, although Runnerguy succeeding and Dotzo not so much. That's the Navi dive there, right? Or is it a different dive? I don't know the terminology.
Dotzo's doing a Navi dive right now. I'm unsure of what's Runnerguy is doing right now.
He did a different setup for a dive there.
It was most likely just a frame perfect jump slash with a good angle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both of these guys very solid with their precision execution. But some tricks are also still just stupid. RG getting his bottle available. And seeing the dupe hint that Poes are dead. What are some of the fun things that you can do with the bottle in this category? Are there any fun things you can do, or are most of the fun things banned in this?
Well, you can do some fun things in this category if you drop and catch some bugs, and if you while holding ESS and turning in place, if you press bottle and then shield, your game will soft lock and you'll lose the race. That's a fun thing to do.
Oh, that sounds very fun. Well, both of them can glitch their way through the treasure chest game now with that bottle and sun song. Din's fire there. That is nifty. Neither of them have magic, but they have both fire. But both fire sources have been found now.
Looks like Dotzo is going for the fast strat.
Runner Guy just pulled it off too. He got both his torches and his diving mini game taken care of in one go. Dotzo pulling it off as well, but with less time. Oh no, he didn't get his torches done just yet. My mistake. He decided to go backward strat.
Not exactly.
Not any Skulltula. In the settings selected for this tournament, dungeon Skulltulas have shuffled rewards, and those tokens are shuffled into the main item pool as well. Overworld Skulltulas will guaranteed drop an Overworld Skulltula token.
And Dotzo getting his Din's Fire, which may be useful later. But unfortunately, both the runners have not completed any medallion dungeons. They haven't found any explosives yet. It's a little creepy.
Yeah, this seed is not behaving nicely. And you can't blame me for this one, I didn't roll it. I don't know who rolled this seed, but it wasn't me. So you can't blame me for this.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't roll the seed.
RG opting to dip Jabu. He's going to be able to take care of, that'll be 2 checks here, 1 Skulltula and 1 chest. Without the boomerang, unless there's ways of acquiring a boomerang with what they currently have. But I believe that falls under the item manipulation part of No I Am Wrong Warp.
GIM? I might have missed what you...
Getting yourself a boomerang when you don't actually have a boomerang. I'm pretty sure that's against the rules.
Yeah, you are correct. That is against the rules. Getting boomerang on B is against the rules. No matter how badly you want boomerang on B.
To my knowledge, the Rando community has not updated its naming conventions away from No I Am Wrong Warp. I could be mistaken though, but as far as I know, that's what it's still being called. At least for things that are currently in progress.
I mean, there definitely could be a worse naming convention for No I'm Wrong or Brando. It could be, JWF instead of, GSR. That'd be, Jabu, Water, and Fire.
Yeah, there is a subtle distinction between speedrunning categories and randomizer rule sets. So it's kind of up to the community if they want to adopt the vanilla speedrunning's rename or not. I haven't heard any intent to change it amongst the rando community, but I'm not in the loop on everything, so I may have just missed that memo. Oh hey, a fish in a bottle! Just what you want to find inside of Jabu.
Well, the fish has to go somewhere. just happened to magically travel inside one of the balls in the chests, and wow, it's incredible.
Yeah. And Dotzo getting his fish now as well. I mean, you've got a handy fish in Sunsong, could always go glitch your way through the treasure chest game, but there's not a lot of reason to do that, although we did see Market Wave Hero, but most likely that was pointing to the strength. The Goron bracelet that we got from Richard's mama.
Put away OI is a 1-frame window, just a heads up.
If I can pull it off, these guys can pull it off.
I mean, that is true, but nobody is going to attempt a lens minigame without Lens of Truth unless there's a way to hero there. It's absolutely...
Way of the Hero Market. But that's why I was bringing it up, is because we did see Way of the Hero Market earlier.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, and some people decide to YOLO the 1 in 32. That happens sometimes too. Yeah, we are still needing quite a lot of equipment. There's really not much that's available for these guys just yet. This is not a kind seed. No explosives, no bow, no hookshot, no boomerang, no hammer. None of the useful stuff. I mean, strength 2 is nifty and all.
But we actually need to be able to get to Spirit in order to use it.
Yeah. Doesn't really do any good right now. The only thing that it puts in that these guys haven't checked is Goron Maze. So I wonder if one of these two will decide to make that play. Although it looks like Runnerguy is headed to do the Gerudo Valley checks. Those two are still available.
Ideally, you want to wait until you have... Ideally, you want to wait until you have explosives when you come here because you can save time on movement. And it does add up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think probably getting to the point of desperation of where the heck is useful stuff?
They'll definitely find useful stuff as soon as they find one explosive.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, it's not looking so hot.
Yeah, the crate not having anything. We'll see if the waterfall has anything useful. Although Runnerguy's chicken is kind of blocking the view. And Dotzo headed to Gerudo Valley as well. RG picking up that single nut, because, hey, why not? It's right there in front of you. That's a nut. Ooh, well, 40 gold skulls is a boomerang. You said we aren't allowed to bypass that one, right?
You are correct. That is a
40 skulls seed.
That is a forced 40 Skulltulas. Oh boy. Sounds,
I'm glad I got picked to calm one of these.
Oh no. Why is that lost?
Well, hell seeds are much more fun to chat through than jet seeds. Jet seeds are like, well, you know,
what about
everything's there in front of you.
Well, Lost, what about plain seeds? Are they any better?
Those don't happen. They're either jet seeds or hell seeds. There is no in between.
I mean, if there are plain seeds, would there be vanilla seeds? Like chocolate seeds?
Did Dotzo absorb that info? He checked it and just mashed through it really fast. I'm Curious if he actually caught that. Runner Guy, setting Scarecrow song as child. I'm getting some ISG to grab some bugs! He has that knowledge about the boomerang. It's time to go skull hunting. Making use of those soil patches is probably going to be one of the things that's done. Runner Guy headed out to child fishing. Dotzo also out at Lake Hylia, checking out the hint stones.
Shadow Temple's
Shadow Temple Wave Hero.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have Nocturne and we don't have Hookshot. I don't know if there are alternate methods to getting there.
And Dotso doing the popcorn super swim across Lake Hylia.
Not checking the second hint stone there, huh? Odd.
You might have just forgot it, or you have to consider that checking hint stones in general is very slow.
Yep. Runner Guy getting a heart piece from fishing. Dotso, just now entering it, will be getting the same reward shortly.
And Dot's having a little bit of hard time with the fishy.
So with what they have available to them, what do you think the next play is going to be? They've both basically covered the same ground so far. Neither of them has an item that the other doesn't. They basically have the same knowledge too from the hints they've checked.
I'd say Rush Ice Cavern. I'd say that's the I'm a little woozy right now, so it's kind of hard for me to focus, but
I'm still curious what's lurking out at Goron Maze, because there's 3 checks sitting out there.
Yeah, and that was definitely a mistake for them to skip Goron Maze. I can definitely tell you that with a straight face. Skipping Goron Maze was a very bad idea, even if it was a little slow to do it then. Because you can get all 3 instead of taking 2 trips. Or trying to wait for Hammer.
Yeah, and since this is a real poverty seed, they are not getting much anything to work with. Yeah, the possibility of there being 3 checks in one spot where you could get them all. Granted, in a tedious and slow way, but still.
Uh-oh. Dotso having a little bit of trouble grabbing the skull token.
Yeah, with strength too, you can clear Goron Maze. Don't need a Hess. Don't need any tricks. It is in logic for glitchless players to clear the maze right now.
And Runner Guy deciding to buckle down and do cuckoos now. Very intelligent move.
Dotso headed out to the island to get the Skulltula out here. And gathering that he did, even though he mashed through it very quickly, did catch that knowledge that there was essential progression on 40 skulls. So since dungeon skulls are a gamble, they might be skulls, they may be something else. They're shuffled with the main item pool. I suspect there's going to be a little bit of focus on overworld Skulltulas, as those are guaranteed to be skulls, based on the settings used.
And it looks like Dotzo is grabbing some extra bugs. Losing his second last stick, though, that might be a little bit scary.
Well, does have Slingshot here for damaging Skulltulas. Can you clarify for me, because I don't remember, are bomb chews in logic on these settings?
They are in logic, you're correct.
Okay, so bomb chews will be placed in large chests, not in smalls.
Yes, bomb shoes will be placed in the larger chests.
Okay, just clarifying, because
Along with the bomb bag.
I don't play on this preset, so I don't fully remember all of the settings that are used. And I'm not ashamed to ask when I'm not sure about something.
That's definitely fair. I'll be here for the rest of commentary.
Yeah. Dungeon tokens are shuffled into the main item pool, and the main item pool is shuffled in the distribution to those tokens, to those Skulltula rewards. So, that token from Anju may have been originally a Dodongo's Cavern Skulltula token, or something like that. Those tokens are thrown into the main item pool and distributed everywhere. Shuffled dungeon tokens does not mean that they are shuffled within the dungeon itself, amongst the other checks. They are shuffled through the main item pool. That was a misunderstanding I had when I very first played Shuffle Dungeon Tokens. I thought it worked similar to how keys were shuffled throughout a dungeon.
Looks like Dotzo is going to do a chess minigame. He's now equipped with a Bubblefish and Sun Song.
Yep.
So hopefully he can get the 1 in 32 chance here. Looks like he got bodied.
Yep. So we're gonna see some put away OI. First try. Easy peasy. Runnerguy out at Lon Ranch, peeking what's in the silo there. Having a hard time getting that line up. Just a piece of heart. Not worth it.
And looks like Dotzo is gonna have to do some more playing of the Sun Song in order to keep doing the ones minigame. And he has to hope that it pays out.
Oh, didn't get it first try that second time. And Runnerguy gathering up skulls still. Working towards that boomerang. It's the only lead that they really have right now for where something that is potentially accessible is located.
I'd be very scared if I was finding nothing. And then I'd be worried if Bomb Shoes is behind Jabu. That's the worst.
Not fun. Small chest. Dotzo's grabbing it anyway, out of spite.
All that effort for nothing.
Nope, you do not need an ocarina to do OI. From having done a multi-world where I did not get my ocarina until, 11 hours in. Had a lot of fun practicing put away OI and backflip OI. Runnerguy coming back and grabbing some items out of Mito's house.
And Dotzo finally going. I believe this is adult 2 or is this adult 3?
I want to say adult 2. I believe he's been running around as child for a while since the original dip as adult. Yep, RG going on exterminator mode, hunting bugs. Trying to grind up for that boomerang. And I'm wondering where Dotzo's headed now. Oh, headed to Ganon's Castle Ferry. Or no, headed just to get the skull out here I would guess. Both these guys doing some serious bug hunting.
I may note that Dotzo's Skulltula is a little bit difficult to sometimes get. And
Yeah.
also entering Ganon's castle area, each time you enter, it sets time of day to the beginning of night, so it's very convenient when you don't have Sun Song.
Although they do.
Well, they do.
But
yes.
it is useful in others. Yes, the goal of this category of this match is to acquire all 6 medallions to spawn your rainbow bridge, then go kill Ganondorf and Ganon. Even though both these guys are perfectly capable of getting inside Ganon's castle early, once they get explosives, it is still required to spawn the bridge with your medallions before progressing and killing Ganondorf and Ganon. Oh, looks like Dotzo's headed up Death Mountain Trail. Maybe he's finally gonna go visit Goron City.
He hasn't visited Goron City yet?
Well, visit the maze, I should clarify.
Oh, okay. I was a little confused. Wait, he was already in there.
Yeah, they both visited. They both took out Link the Goron. RG in an act of serious desperation due to a lack of items. Getting beans. Gonna be able to do 2 additional Lake Hylia checks with those.
And I'm a little confused of what... Oh, okay.
Dotzo's just going for that skull. Just not succeeding in the attempt.
Yeah, definitely. Ideally, you want to hang off the edge for it to work best. So that you can always accidentally backflip off.
In Glitch Rando, depending on where things are at, it can be like an hour and a half to 5 hours under these rules. There is quite a lot of variance in seed times under the settings played and the rule set in use.
And Dotzo is
Dotzo
Finally.
making the play I've been wanting to see somebody make for a while. And Runner Guy checking 20 skulls now. And getting chews for it.
Ooh.
The 20 pack at that. Okay,
Ooh,
well.
Okay, that's very good.
That's very significant. Oh, right. First pack in Bomb Choose in Logic is always 20. My mistake, my mistake. I'm used to playing with them not considered in Logic, where there is only a 1 in 5 chance that you'll get the 20 pack. My mistake.
So it's the 20 pack every time?
Guaranteed 20 pack with Bomb Choose in Logic.
Well, that explains why I kept getting so lucky then.
With the exception of if your first logical explosives is Carpet Merchant. He only sells a 10 pack. Otherwise, if your first logical explosives are Bomb Choose and they are found, it is 20. And immediately getting another 5 Chews.
Oh boy. It adds up.
Yep, Bolda Destiny, holding Chews. And the maze not paying out for Dotzo. So clearly the intended thing to do was grind those 20 skulls to get those Bomb Chews. So Runner Guy definitely taking the advantage at this point. Why is that one the Bolda Destiny? Because that's its nickname. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm bringing memes from other communities into this space.
Pretty sure it's Spike Vegeta meme, right?
Spike Vegeta. Yep.
Yes.
And is that really a hookshot on Bomb Chew Bowling there? Or, pardon.
I guess we'll find out.
Or, pardon. Well, that was not a hookshot on the iceberg, but it is an iceberg. Or, pardon, but it is a hookshot in Bomb Chew Bowling.
So you're saying there's an iceberg in Bomb Chew Bowling? Dang, I've been lied to.
I'm saying I don't know how to words correctly.
Well, it's okay right now. I don't know either.
There was ice on that there iceberg. And there was actually a hookshot on Bomb Chew Bowling. It would have been interesting if we saw where hookshot and longshot were simultaneously, both of them finding one, like, finding the different ones, not the same one. But it was not to be.
Yeah, because right now, Runner Guy is generally ahead, just from having the hookshot and having Bomb Chews.
Oh yeah, I would definitely give the advantage to Runner Guy right now.
Definitely means it means a lot.
Not to say that Dotzo can't come back from this or anything like that, but the advantage definitely goes to Runner Guy with the equipment lead he's got right now. And Dotzo in Ice Caverns with no hookshot or bow, so can't even peek what these Skulltulas are holding. Has no way of collecting it, has no way of even discovering it.
If he did,
unless there's, you know, some goofy setups that I'm not familiar with.
Well, if you had a bow and hover boots, you are able to grab the Skulltula in the third and last room. But
in the push block room?
Yeah, the push block room. Although you will, when you do grab it, you will avoid and go back to the start of Ice Cavern, so it's best done last.
Ah. And Runnerguy heading to Zelda to see what Impa will teach him today.
I'm pretty sure he does not have the Cuckoo, right?
Does not have Weird Egg, so he is locking himself out of Talon's chickens and Malon. That could be a rather unwise play, depending. Only time will tell on that one. Big chest. There's the other hookshot! So we know where hookshot and longshot are. Bombchu Bowling and Ice Caverns.
And it's really convenient that he found the hookshot in there, because now he can grab all the
Now we can
Skulltulas.
check the skulls! And collect, you know, whatever there is.
Actually having a little bit of trouble. That was a little too fast. What dotzo get?
The map.
Ah, okay.
Very essential item to runners of this skill level. Yeah, both these players now have hookshots that they acquired from different locations. So we watch it. Those of us watching this, now we know where hookshot and longshot are at. And RG picking up more Bombchus just to make sure he's got plenty.
And dotzo attempting not to fall out of bounds here, thankfully. He's at least making an effort.
Runnerguy going adult now.
And Lost, do you think this is a much longer seed than you're used to watching? Or is this the
Well,
norm
considering
for you?
that what I normally participate in is multi-worlds, and those tend to run around 6 hours because of the multiplayer element. That's...
I really do think these runners are definitely running dry. No medallions at all. And they're just finding the hookshot and their bombs now, but they basically...
The only dungeon they've finished is Deku Tree. At an hour and a half in. That is not great.
You gotta definitely pick up the pace soon.
Runnerguy picking up Saria's song at the Bolero location. We already know Darunia is a dead check, though, so that can only be potentially useful for Skull Kid. We know Darunia and we know Frogs 2 are dead checks. And Dotzo picking up Song of Time in the Ice Caverns at the Serenade check location. RG attempting to peek the wall item. That is a tricky one to get. Oh, and it is just a heart piece, so not important. So he is running rather low on that timer.
And dotzo almost having a nice little trip down the well. Fortunate he fell down the well.
Not really sure what strategy he's doing right now.
Basically, he was doing a slightly faster step to be able to get the rupee, and I think that wasn't supposed to do... Oh, he did. Okay.
Yep, he already got the song. He was just getting blue fire for King Zora there.
I'm having a lot of brain farts right now, I'm sorry.
Would expect nothing else from you, bud.
Oh. I don't know whether to feel glad or insulted, but I think I'm just
you know I don't intend anything mean by any time I tease you, dude.
Oh.
Dotzo getting a token for thawing King Zora.
I feel so grateful you've unfrozen me. Here's a gold Skulltula token, even though you saved me from near death.
I'm having a hard time seeing what Dotzo's skull count is, as the previewer that I'm watching on is extremely low resolution, so it's making it a little bit tricky. That's interesting. Never seen that out of bounds that Dotzo's doing. Is he headed to the shop, perchance?
No, he's headed to Lake Hylia.
Oh, Lake Hylia. Okay.
There's a
Trying to figure out what... figure out what was going on there.
If you do a ladder clip there, you land just outside the wall, and you can jump. You can slide up, down, jump, slash, and swim to the loading zone for Lake Hylia. It's really not that hard, and it's pretty well known.
Yeah. And Dotzo confirming his Scarecrow song as adult and making use of it now that he has that hookshot. Be able to do a couple of adult Lake Hylia checks. Actually, 3 of them. With that hookshot, we'll also be able to cheat the lab dive minigame. And let's see if fishing in adulthood is any more rewarding than fishing in childhood was. Is it good?
And
no.
He did not get very well rewarded there.
Okay, and Runnerguy back in DC, checking out some of the skull locations, as well as now being able to explode the eyes open and go beat the dungeon. Did he not check above the bridge before? Oh no, he's going backwards through the stairs. That's what's happening. I'm sorry, I'm slow too. Sometimes it takes me a moment to realize what the runners are up to. And getting the skull down here too.
Appears to be a deco
It's a stick upgrade.
And
that's not bad. I think stick upgrades are kind of an unsung hero. They are nifty to get. They're definitely more useful than a piece of heart. They're not glorious, but they're nifty.
And
of course, neither of these runners need it, but
it helps for child section.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they do both have to go back and finish Jabu. Yep, they both have hookshots, but in different locations, which makes me nervous about whether or not Dotzo's gonna visit Kakariko anytime soon to pick up his bomb shoes. Runnerguy checking the back, the Skulltula back here, seeing if it's anything useful. Nehru's Love.
Oh boy. Actually, I think I might want to refresh the page. I think I'm slightly behind.
Yep, in other communities we have another name for that, but I'm gonna keep things family friendly here. Yeah, now some tricks are gonna be a little bit easier. Except for that whole lack of magic thing that's still going on. just shy of an hour 40 in. Still no sign of magic.
Or completed dungeons aside from DC.
Yep, we've got both of them have finished Deku Tree to get Vanilla Kokiri Emerald. And Runnerguy is very shortly going to be finishing off DC, and we will see our very first medallion of this run. We know where both hookshots are located. Both of these runners have hookshot, and they got them from different places. So we know where long shot is acquirable for each of these runners.
So, Lost, are you curious about anything that's going on? In general, that's been up within the last 20 minutes?
I mean, Runnerguy's making his way through DC. That's pretty straightforward. I'm not entirely sure what Dotzo's up to right now, other than hunting skulls.
That's definitely what he's doing. He's entering forest most likely as well.
Yeah, making use of that hookshot. And I'm assuming he's just gonna go straight to the boss.
That doesn't always work out. Sometimes you do want to search around Forest Temple a little bit, just in case you have a go mode item in that area. I've had a race where a go mode item was on Phantom Ganon when I full cleared the entire dungeon.
Oof. Yeah. I would imagine hitting up the courtyard in order to get the Skulltula there is a reasonable enough play as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, Runnerguy headed up Death Mountain Trail. Maybe he's thinking about the abandoned maze. Possibly something else. I don't know. I have a hard time predicting what these folks are up to because of, you know, not being as familiar with glitched routing.
Hey, Lost, I just want to give you a heads up about something.
Uh-huh.
That may or may not be important.
Okay.
I'm having a very hard time trying not to pass out. I'm sorry if I'm not talking very much.
Okay, well.
I just want to give you a heads up. That's why I'm trying to help out. I'm trying to talk, but my words aren't coming out.
Okay, well, you keep folks entertained for like the next minute and a half. I'll go use the bathroom so that if I need to take over, that I am comfy cozy and these folks will not be left without commentary at all. So.
Okay.
You let me know if there's anything amazing that happens in the next minute and a half or so, and I'll be right back.
Alright, sounds good. So it looks like Runnerguy going for that last boulder maze chest, and... a skull token. Oh, by the way, you are, depending on your routing in the rooms here, you can change your routing a little bit if you have the bow. With, like, if you're in the other room with the well, you're able to hookshot the chest from above, and it saves a little bit of time, as opposed to waiting for the water to go down. But if you're in this room, then it's faster to put down the red switch. Looks like Dotzo's movement and execution for the his execution and movement in Forest Temple for the most part seems very efficient right now. I'm not really seeing too many major mistakes. But I'm not really seeing any major items in Forest Temple so far.
Anything important?
No, but since I'm talking, I feel better.
Hey, good. Yeah, this seems to be a rather stingy seed. This is not giving these guys much to work with. Runner guy opting to pick up the small chest.
You never know.
From the Wolfos Grotto.
Could be a skull token.
Could be, yep. And needing 40 of those suckers this go around. Not anybody's favorite. And RG setting up a glitchless jump here to be able to get up on top of the Sacred Forest Meadow Maze. Likely on his own way towards Forest Temple, which Dotzo is plugging along through. My prediction would be is that he's going to go as far as the bow chest, and then head back to the front of the dungeon and just go kill Phantom Ganon. If he doesn't find a bow along the way.
By the way, there is a slight optimization you can do in the room Dotzo was in, is instead of rolling to the door, you can backwalk to the door. It saves a little bit. Not sure if that matters at all, but it does add up.
Yep, all the minor things, they all add up.
And for anyone wondering why we're using Deku nuts on, I was gonna say Deku sticks. If anybody wonders why we're using Deku nuts on this fight, it's because it's one of the very few things that can consistently stun the Stalfos and makes the fight way easier and less RNG dependent.
Yeah. Although that early double defense makes, you know, just tanking Stalfos slightly less risky.
Although realistically, you should probably only get hit max twice by the Stalfos. In my personal opinion, though. It's just my opinion. In my opinion is probably lost, so works out.
Dotzo not finding anything in the bow chest, so looks to be headed back to the front of the dungeon. I'm guessing he's going to try and do the recoil jump here to check the Floor Master chest. Yep, appears to be setting up for that. It is not in logic to do without hover boots, but as you can see, it's not super fussy. So that'll get him 2 additional checks, actually, because he'll be able to check the Skulltula out here, as well as this chest. And since they don't have bow, they do have to go through the courtyard vanilla, as Runner Guy is doing. Love doing it backwards, but no bow. It's a long time to go without a bow.
I'm just surprised Dotzo had to backtrack.
And I'm guessing at this point he's gonna reset and go kill Phantom Ganon.
That is
Get
a
that
smart
medallion.
move. That is a smart play here. Going all the way through the rest of Forest is usually never worth it.
Well, it's not in logic to go any further. It's not in logic to beat Phantom Ganon either, but at least it gets you some guaranteed usefulness. Oh, or not. Or he's just deciding to not do that right now. You can take out Phantom Ganon with just hookshot, right? That doesn't require a bow, does it?
No, it doesn't. You just need hookshot or longshot, or a slingshot as child.
Yeah, that seems an odd move, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand why he left immediately. That makes no sense to me. Although I could just be missing something really obvious, and I just can't think of what could complicate things if he did that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll add that to my notes of things to ask him about at the end of the race.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, Runnerguy opting to kill Phantom Ganon. We'll see if there's anything useful on that. It's going to be one step closer for Runnerguy having his Nocturne check as well, since he already has Water Medallion picking up fire here. We'll just leave Spirit Temple, which requires, at this point, for these runners, it just requires finding Mirror Shield. Dotzo peeking what's back here. Just a small key. Just a skull, but you know, we do still need a lot of those.
I also think Dotzo might have just forgot about beating the boss. He just thought, okay, I found nothing, I'm gonna leave. And then he's gonna go to the Medallion Bridge and it's not gonna spawn.
I don't think he'll forget all of that.
I've done it.
That's why I always use a tracker. But then I'm also the scrub queen, so, you know. I'm known to be bad. That's kind of my gimmick.
Dang, I should get last place in Hundo, and I'll get lots of viewers. Wait, what do you mean I'm getting 0 viewers from being last place in Hundo? Lost lied.
It's only in races that coming in at the very end, everybody else participating settles in your channel. One of the perks of Lost Place.
Definitely, everybody's excited for the finish. Like this race. I'm so excited for the finish because I am just confused and mortified about what's going on.
This is a really garbage seed. That's what I can tell.
Well, really late explosives.
Well, they didn't have to be really late. 20 skulls is in logic typically around Sphere 2 or 3. It's not actually super late, it's just that it's not generally prioritized.
It's not convenient, and it's easily delayable.
Yep, which is almost certainly why Dotzo still hasn't done that check.
Because what I normally do is I try and delay grabbing skull rewards until I take a trip to CAC. I don't go out of my way for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, if you throw 4 cuckoos in the pen, you can go into the Skulltula house and the cuckoos won't leave.
Yep,
So,
any cuckoos that you've thrown into the pen do not go back to wherever they started from. It's only the ones outside the pen that reset when going in and out of doors within Kakariko. Graveyard resets them all, though, correct?
yes.
Hyrule Field or Graveyard.
I'm pretty sure, but I can't really be absolutely sure, but... Yeah, I'm pretty sure Graveyard resets them.
And Dotzo, even though he has Song of Time, opting to use the jump strats there instead.
And
Ooh, a Deku Shield. Super important item right there.
if I may admit, this room is really awful on VC. That one Skulltula room, because the collision for the Skulltula is very broken and easily missable with the long shot. Actually, it's the hook shot. Oh my god. No!
No! Dotzo talked to a Goron!
Talk to, Max the Goron.
It's so shameful. Anytime you talk to one of those guys, you just kills a little bit of your soul every time. And Dotzo piecing out a fire. Runnerguy getting hover boots now. That is a pretty dang useful item.
It's very useful in glitched randomizer because it makes a lot of Kikiri boost tricks way easier and actually manageable. Because the last thing you want is when you have to go into Spirit Temple and you gotta do Kikiri boot strats for Silver Block and you don't have Silver Gauntlets.
Well, they do have Silver Gauntlets, so it isn't as useful for that.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, if they don't have Silver Gauntlets, it's painful.
And neither of them have Hammer, but they do have their Bigoron sword for, say, recoiling, using those hovers to jump straight to Morpho when they get around to Water Temple.
Absolutely. Hover boots are absolutely integral for this rule set. And I usually erupt with joy each time I find them.
Yeah, whereas Dotzo still does not have explosives, so does not have a way to get those hover boots yet. Does not have explosives, does not have explosives alternative in the form of a hammer. Runnerguy gonna be disappointed with his fishing rewards. Dotzo still grinding skulls. I believe that said 23 there.
He'll eventually get his Skulltula. He's eventually gonna check 20, since it's probably along some point gonna be convenient.
Yeah, let's just hope he doesn't wait until he gets all the way to 40 to go get his boomerang. Oh yeah, logic has been broken left, right, and center so far. We've seen plenty of glitch exhibition of major sequence breaks. It's just that this seed happens to be a really unkind one. Hey, Dotzo's going to Skulltula House! Okay.
The race is saved.
Dotzo has a fighting chance now. He can finish DC. He could have finished Forest already, but for whatever reason didn't.
Wait, is he... Okay. Alright, he's finally able to check explosive stuff. But I think by this time, he's like really far behind Runnerguy. So it's gonna be
Zora's
really
scale on top of the lab. Not the most useful thing in this. But, you know, makes it so you don't have to do Navi dives and whatnot. Can actually just dive.
Absolutely, that makes it way easier. You have no idea how much easier it is to do fast moving and not lose time to diving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, dotzo's definitely, I would certainly imagine, with finding explosives on 20 skulls, feeling nervous about whether or not his opponent checked that earlier or not. Yep, Dotzo is still skipping small chests. He's got 6 hearts, he feels comfortable. He's got a full wallet, and as many hearts as he feels like he needs. He has both tunics, so doesn't have to worry about timers. There's not really anything in a small chest that would be useful to him at this point. Aside from those skulls, yep. Yeah, looks like RG is headed into Fire Temple now. And Dotzo not doing the setup from the ground, just hopping up and blowing up the eyes right there. Runnerguy not talking to the Goron. And getting a key there.
Dotzo having a little bit of trouble getting back on top. Alright.
That's cool. See, there's all this movement tech that I'm just not familiar with because, you know, things that involve clipping that I just don't have enough exposure to. Yeah, knowing that the boomerang is on 4D and getting that knowledge not super early, but also not particularly late into the seed, is good to be able to know where the routing those is necessary and should be prioritized.
Oh. That was Dotzo got a normal skull without that setup.
Oh, well. And Runnerguy taking on the Flare Dancer down in the lower section. Able to kill it past those blocks that normally, under glitchless, you would require a hammer to get to. I'm on commentary because I am very familiar with rando logic. I'm not super familiar with the glitch category. Which is why I've got Glitch'em on here, because he knows lots about glitches and can help me understand more about this.
Am I being bullied about my name again?
No, I think somebody was unhappy with me and my lack of glitch knowledge being here commentating on a glitch match.
Okay, just checking. I was almost worried. I was almost worried that I could be insulted once more. How tragic. I'm running out of jokes.
Well, I mean, if you nod off, that'll be a continuation of the running joke.
Oh no. Don't. I really don't want to do that. I feel better. Don't. No.
Do you need to go get some coffee or even just some juice? I've got an energy drink right here. I've had it before we started. That's why I needed to take a bathroom break, because caffeine does that to humans.
I don't drink coffee though. So I think my
That's why I
main...
said or juice or something. I don't know.
Sure, let me just go to the store and then pick up some appy juice and hope it works before the match is over, and hope Lost can successfully take over with her massive glitch knowledge.
Oh yeah, me and my extensive glitch knowledge. Clearly. I know all the things. Except for the fact that I know, like, 5 of the things.
Better than 4.
Fair. So Dotzo gonna be getting his water medallion here shortly, and I believe it was just a skull token on King Dodongo. But today, that's still a somewhat useful reward. It's 1/40th of the way to a boomerang.
That guy having a little trouble deciding what he wants to do with his menu.
Trying to figure out what to do next. I mean, the seed is not really giving you a lot to work with, unfortunately.
Nothing at all.
I mean, he can go get that big Oron sword and then be able to tackle Morpha. Not the best play, not really one that I would particularly endorse, but it's a play at this point. There's not a ton of options available to everybody.
As I'm looking at Runnerguy's inventory right now, it's pretty empty. Like, that's how bad it is.
I mean, I'm trying to think of, you know, what you need to beat the different things that are still required. So, obviously, need Boomerang for Jabu. Water is currently beatable with what they've got, right? As long as you can find a way to slide over to Morpha. Or stumble onto the long shot.
I mean, if you have hover boots, it's not really an issue. You can just make a side up with hover boots. It's very, very easy.
Right. I'm used to seeing the recoil slide there.
With hammer?
Yeah. Or big Oron sword. I forget that there's other strats. I'm sorry.
Does Big Round Sword even give you any recoil or any more than Master Sword?
I know folks use the big Oron sword for that recoil in the Water Temple to get to the Morpha boss door. No, at least some people do that. In Rando. I highly doubt that would be a vanilla strat. And Dotzo gonna find some more chews here in the boulder.
And this is going to be more chews. Oh, thank goodness. They're finally going to be sort of kind of even.
Well, Runnerguy, since he did get Zelda's letter earlier, he is going to be able to get the Saria song check here in just a moment. So we'll see if that's something convenient. And I'm guessing he'd like to see Requiem, because it's just a nice time save. But it's Epona. Ah, well.
Well, it means
Oh, now there's logical Gerudo Valley access.
It means you have access to Spirit, right? Or do we already have Requiem?
No, we have not seen Requiem. But I mean, they could have gotten there before, but now there is logical access out there. Between Eponas and Hover Boots, he can logically access Spirit Temple now. We have no idea where the weird egg is. RG has locked himself out of Malin's song and Talon's chickens. So if there is something essential on one of those, then he's out of luck on that.
I mean, can't he find the egg still?
Yeah, but when you find it, it doesn't overwrite the letter.
Oh, so that's a rando thing, right? That
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't happen in vanilla. If you get the egg after... If you get the egg after the letter, the egg overwrites the letter. So I actually had no clue that I can't.
And there's Dotzo's long shot. Oh, Chad is perhaps correcting me. I might be mistaken on that one. I thought that that's how that worked, but largely from hanging out in the support channels and people screwing up their runs by doing crazy things and locking themselves out of certain things. Dotzo having a rough go at getting all that exploded. Ah, yes, that's the reason why my beloved baby Dekus are disabled on these settings, is because you can lock yourself out of the mask trade sequence. The very first match, I want to say it was Cymarth, the very first match of this tournament, when everybody was still getting used to the settings, you went and checked the baby Dekus, and I was very thankful because that's probably the only time in this entire tournament that I will see the baby Dekus.
The baby Dekus?
Yeah, in Deku Theater.
Oh,
my beloved
then.
baby Dekus. They're adorable. Come on. Let me enjoy cute things.
I assume that's Mask of Truth.
Skull Mask and Mask of Truth.
Jeez.
Those checks.
Double the fun.
Both of them are disabled here in this preset. Oh, okay. Apparently the runners also, other runners have also forgotten that those checks are disabled and checking them. Although you can still find useful duplicates on disabled locations in 4.0. That is being modified on the dev build. So in 5.0, once that's ready, once that's a thing. Currently in dev build, disabled locations are now fixed to only contain junk items. Unless you're playing multi-world. Still broken on that. Because fixing multi-world tends to be an afterthought. Yeah, Runnerguy is getting very close to his desired skull count. And coming back into the well now that he's got explosives. Did not peek these locations earlier.
Dotzo? Interesting strat.
I am not familiar with this approach, but interesting way to go about getting a gold Skulltula.
I mean, I'm not even sure that's faster than just searching for another skull.
Yeah, but you know, might as well show off a little swag.
I mean, that is doable.
Ice arrows are in a big chest because they are a unique major item. Not everything in big chests are useful.
By the way, if Dotzo gets caught, it's because he missed a frame perfect stat hop. And they're very easy to miss. What?
Oof, that
What?
sucks.
I'm gonna look at that.
That's
Well,
that was unpleasant.
well, I'm gonna look at that and I'm gonna analyze that right now because I'm curious. I was watching and what just happened? Okay, so it looked like he was caught in the transition. That's all I know. That's pretty dumb when it happens.
Yeah, RG in Deku again to finish clearing things up. There's the possibility that there is useful stuff hiding back here. And Dotzo in Kakariko. Not sure what he's up to at the moment. Headed to the graveyard and equipping bugs, so looks like he's on the skull hunt. Slow and tedious, but that 40 skull boomerang is required. Runner guy not very happy about what he found on that back Skulltula. So Dotzo going back into the well, probably to keep picking up some of the small chests and whatnot to see if there's some skulls hiding in here. Yeah, I'm having a hard time trying to figure out what either of these guys' strategy is right now, other than just lovely ice arrows there. Other than just grind skulls, get them please. So that seems to be what both of these guys are up to, is just trying to get skulls. Who's ahead? Runner Guy has a bit of an equipment lead right now, but both of them are having a rough go of it. Dotzo is capable of finishing Forest and could have basically around the same time Runner Guy did. They were both in Forest Temple at the same time. Runner Guy opted to Phantom Ganon clip and just go on, take out the boss, grab the medallion. Dotzo opted to leave the temple, and we don't really know why. But Boomerang is on 40 skulls, and that is the only known progression at this point. Although I'm curious when either of these folks will head out Gerudo Valley. Runner Guy, I believe, checked the valley checks, the Child Valley checks. However, we haven't seen anybody hit up Gerudo Fortress. Go to GTG. Dotzo has the long shot for access. Runner Guy has Epona's song for access. So it is in logic, and there isn't a ton of stuff out there right now to get. Yeah, Runner Guy doesn't know that the long shot is totally in logic for him. He found the one on Bombchu Bowling. Dotzo has gotten both the Bombchu Bowling item, hookshot, as well as one on the Zora's Fountain Iceberg. So that is where the second hookshot upgrade is chilling out at. Of course that pun was intended. Yeah, I'm having a hard time figuring out what any of these guys is. Oh right, Zora's Fountain was fake, pardon. Where was the second one? Fire Temple, that's right. I'm sorry. Glitchy is probably asleep at this point, and anyone who knows me and my commentary style, I rely on chat quite a lot, as my short-term memory is kind of garbage. So, I'm gonna be doing the best that I can for you at what seems to be at this point now solo commentary. I'm gonna try and keep y'all entertained and educated as to what's going on, but I may have to rely on chat, as I know there are some participants in this tournament in chat right now who can likely lend me a hand. I've got randomizer logic knowledge for days. It's just glitch that I'm not super familiar with. No, I am wrong warp routing, as well as, you know, some of the settings flags that they opted to use for this tournament that I'm not super familiar with. But right now, it seems like both of them are just trying to find the most convenient skulls they can get to get to 40 in order to get that gosh darn boomerang. It's the only known bit of progression at this point. It's the only bit of knowledge that they both have for go here, do this. And Dotzo taking care of one of the Lost Woods checks that looks like he orphaned earlier. Hey! Runner Guy has his 40. He's gonna go get his boomerang now. There we go. So RG with Boomerang in tow, resetting, and is likely going to head straight to Jabu. Dotzo trying to clear up any odds and ends he can think of and gather skulls. Yeah, Runnerguy definitely has taken the lead at this point. Having that boomerang first, yes, 50 skulls is dead. Having that boomerang first, having already completed, well, not cleared, but defeating the boss of Forest Temple. Glitched his way to the end, but exactly what I thought both of them were gonna do, but for unknown reasons, Dotzo opted not to. RG making sure he is stocked up on chews. And likely headed to the Lost Woods to take the shortcut to head over to Zora's. That is what I would expect is the current plan. Dotzo's still skull hunting and trying to take care of odds and ends checks while he's at it. Getting his own Epona's song now, so he's got double access to Gerudo's fortress. I am wondering if he will make that play upon going adult. He's likely trying to stay child until he gets those 40 so that he doesn't have to deal with the age swap again. Just get that boomerang, stay child, get Jabu knocked out. Runnerguy, you have a scale, dude. You don't have to glitch there. I know it's fun to show off all the cool glitches. And honestly, I don't actually know if it's more efficient to just dive or if it's more efficient to do tricks there, but... And Dotzo does not have his scale just yet. Scale was on top of the Lake Hylia lab, which Dotzo has access to at this point. Both hookshot and longshot now. So, Runnerguy headed into Zora's Fountain as child now. And Dotzo still just trekking all over Hyrule, getting as many skulls as he can manage, trying to get to that 40. Not having a very efficient time of it. Probably headed over here to play Song of Storms for the Froggies, though, trying to get an additional check over here while he's in the neighborhood. Maybe, just maybe, find something useful. Oh, and now that Runnerguy has explosives, he's also doing the fairy fountain check out here. Forgot that that was not done earlier. A skull from the fairy and a piece of heart from the frogs. Not seeing anything useful pop up for either of them. Yep, yeah, another skull token when you finally hit that point where you don't need the skull tokens anymore. Runnerguy, every additional one he finds is just gonna be a slap in the face, because you don't want to see those anymore. You got the 40. Did all the grinding to get the 40. And Runnerguy not wanting to bother with a fish in a bottle, just hopping in, but having a little bit of difficulty with that. It's like third try was the charm there. So Runnerguy did dip Jabu earlier, was able to move Princess Rudo, check the boomerang chest, and down below check the gold Skulltula in the water switch room, as well as peek the other two in the main hub down below and see that none of them were useful for anything. So now he's back, he's got his boomerang, and he's got his fish princess. So I'm gonna take on Jabu and see if there's anything useful to be found out here. There are... I believe 4 remaining checks, including the Skulltula. Dotzo hessing across the field. Or some variant of super sliding. Pardon me, I may call various slides the wrong kind of slide because I'm not super familiar with them. Hey! And Runnerguy has magic now. That is one of our essential Go mode items. GG's. Runnerguy taking a decisive lead now. With that boomerang now finding magic. Granted, Dotzo will have to do it sooner or later eventually anyway, but that is a major find. And Dotzo's still going after skulls. Skull tokens show up in small chests under these settings. The only setting under which they show up in large chests, and I may actually be mistaken on this still, is 100 Skull Bridge. I believe in that settings, if you have chest size matches contents enabled, that they appear in large chests because they are required. Every last one of them is a required item under that setting. No, we have 2 trackers here today. We have Afterlife and Iboto 2. And shout outs to those 2 for handling this, because if I was doing solo comms and double tracking, y'all know that this would be a train wreck. So, huge shout outs to our trackers. Trackers are the unsung hero of any randomizer match. They are essential for keeping you and me knowledgeable about what is going on. Dotzo trying an interesting strat there with Hot Rodder Goron. And Runnerguy in now on his Baronade fight. Gonna be able to get another medallion. Gonna be grabbing, I believe, Spirit Medallion here shortly. While you can blow up Hot Rodder Goron with a Bomb Chew or with a Bomb Flower, in 4.0, Hot Rodder checks for if you have a bomb bag. That's been updated in Dev Build. So if you play on the latest versions with all of the fun new features, which, granted, some of them are still rather buggy because it's not an official release yet. It is the dev build. But if you want to play with that, it's fun. There's some cool stuff there. Including being able to get Hot Rodder Goron's item without possession of a bomb bag. Yes, if you have Glitchymon emotes, feel free to spam them in chat. Perhaps summon him back from his nap. Apologies that I am not the most informative of commentary, but I'll do my best to keep you entertained and informed of what's going on, even if I am not able to predict these runners' routing and strategies as well, being a primarily glitchless runner myself. my my glitch knowledge is limited, but I'm gonna do my best. Dotzo headed here to turn in his 40 skulls and get his boomerang. Runnerguy, looking to take poor man's prelude back to town. Probably headed to Dult. That would be my prediction. Having completed Jabu, I don't think we are going to see another dip into Child unless there's something crazy that happens. But the fact that we're 2 hours, 35 minutes in, and we still have not seen a bow is... That's, again, why this is kind of a poverty seed. This seed is not giving these runners some of the important things to work with. And a bow is a required Go mode item. There are 3 of them distributed throughout this world. It doesn't matter which one you find first, it will be your bow. But none of them have been found. Runnerguy making sure he is stocked on bomb chews. Yeah, if I were in this situation, I probably would be headed to GTG, but I have a hard time putting myself in these runners' shoes with this collection of settings and this rule set. I am not as knowledgeable and recognize my limitations there. But yeah, GTG seems the play to me. Or just, you know, headed straight to Spirit. I am reasonably sure that earlier on we saw Spirit Temple Way of the Hero, so it is entirely possible for us to get a French vanilla mirror shield. Runnerguy playing Bolero. You wanting to... I'm curious what he's going to try and do. Maybe hit up the fairy fountain here? Or, no. Okay, headed to Goron City. Is he... I don't know where he's going right now. I can't predict this. Dotzo very clearly going to Lord Jabu Jabu, though. Seems an odd route to Shadow to me. Ice caverns. Okay. That seems to be the play. Now that makes sense why you boleroed. Considering the songs available, that is likely the best way to get there. And no need to play ZL. Got those D-pad quick boots. Just hover on in. Dotzo recovering his fish princess. Gonna go in. But things that we still need. We still need a bow. There are 3 of them in the world somewhere, but we need a bow. And we need a mirror shield. I believe that Water Temple is fully clearable, even though it is a foolish region. So once they find Boss Key, that's all they need. And I'm pretty sure that these guys don't actually even need the Boss Key. Looks like Runnerguy did he? Oh, he's thawing King Zora by making the ice despawn. And Dotzo now has his magic from Jabu Jabu's belly. That glitch works, if I remember rightly, similar to how despawning the Composer Grave stone works. Not entirely sure, but it's... Oh, RG, gonna get a frosty visit here in just a moment. If you've got any Monka Frozens. I don't know if that's enabled on this channel. If it isn't, it should be. So Runnerguy headed into ice caverns now. And Dotzo on his way to Baronade. Okay. As I said, my knowledge about glitch tech is very limited. That's why I specifically had requested to get paired up with a commentator who is familiar with glitch tech, like Glitchymon, who was a participant in this tournament. But Glitchy's a sleepy boy, so you're stuck with me. I can talk rando logic for days, but my knowledge of glitched routing, I fully recognize is not great. Did he really fall asleep? Yeah, he did. Okay, Baronade down on Dotzo's side. And Runnerguy working through ice caverns. I remember that there was something important here, but I can't remember what. I'm pretty sure it was the long shot. Maybe I'm mistaken. I remember there was something important in here. Anyone who's heard me provide commentary elsewhere knows that I rely very heavily on chat to help me remember what's where. Oh, and the best guest commentator on the internet's trying to make an appearance. And Dotzo checking the fairy fountain out here. Getting a token for it. Again, being rewarded with that thing you don't want to see anymore. Hey Glitchy, welcome back! I see Discord lighting up that noise is coming from Glitchy, but I don't know, maybe that was him
I'm here the entire time, but I can't speak. I'm sorry.
It's okay, dude. Okay, Runnerguy with his long shot now. Dotzo's got Jabu down. Seems to be headed back to market. Most likely on his way straight to Temple of Time to resume adulthood. So Dotzo grabbing a little extra money just because, hey, it's convenient right here. Runnerguy getting frozen by those stupid ice keys. Doesn't matter which category you're playing, those ice keys are terrible and nobody likes them. A lovely compass hanging out up there on the wall. clearly something that is worth the effort to go and get. And these guys, still, nobody has found a plain and simple bomb bag. So ground jumps are still not really on the table. Yeah, there's jumps with shoes, but good gods, is that really faster? Is that a tasty snack, Glitchy?
Huh?
Oh, you've just got quite a lot of noise coming through on your mic. It sounds like you're rustling a bag of chips or something. He's muted himself. So, Runner Guy, about to go get his Song of Time, the most useful thing. It's clearly something you want to see. So much fun. And Dotzo headed to the Temple of Time to go to adulthood. It's a bloopy! And the Song of Time. I don't know about the rest of you folks, but I never like finding Song of Time. It just puts things that are garbage into logic. Who wants to do River Chest? Ugh. Who wants dumb windmill logic? Yes, Dotzo, please just go to Forest and Phantom Cannon Clip. Get your darn red Skittle. Get the cherry Skittle. You know you want it. Well, yeah, Song of Time is essential in Master Quest, but these are all vanilla dungeons. They're, as far as I am aware, in none of the rando communities is there an intent to do a Master Quest tourney. Although, there are variety settings races put on by the community every Friday, and sometimes they throw in interesting variety settings, such as throwing Master Quest in there. Runner Guy, trying to get that same, that clip to Lake Hylia, and it being a little bit tricky there. There we go. See, I learned things! And Dotzo, hookshot jumping up, headed to Shadow Temple. Gonna get a light medallion for that. That seems kind of low priority, but I can't remember if we saw Shadow Way of the Hero earlier. There might be something useful in there. That would just be absolutely abhorrent if first logical bow in this seed is in Shadow Temple. That's just evil. Let's be real.
Sometimes I forget the settings are on when I'm doing a race. Has everything gone fine with comms? Did I ever go on a long break without realizing it?
You just took a little nap. It's okay. You feeling better?
Wait, what? When did I do that?
About the last 40 minutes or so. It's okay, dude. We're doing alright around here. I'm doing my best to keep up. Dotzo finding the Spirit Temple boss key. So we are most likely going to see some skips to the end. Unless we saw a Shadow Temple Way of the Hero hint earlier, which think we did? You may still be looking for something here, and like I said, if that is first logical bow, then this seed is just hot garbage. Yeah, I know we saw Spirit Way of the Hero. I'm trying to remember what all of our Way of the Hero hints were earlier. I know we saw Foolish Forest, or pardon, Foolish Water. I don't think we saw our second Foolish region. Well, and Market. Okay, so and Shadow. Yes. Okay. I thought we'd seen Shadow Way Hero.
Yeah, I'm
But I
pretty
wasn't
sure we do have a Shadow Way of the Hero.
One of our trackers, iBot02, is telling us that, and since they are tracking, they are clearly paying attention to what we've got going on today. So I will trust their memory far more than I would trust my own.
So you're not gonna trust my memory then? Rude.
Well, you weren't here for a little bit of this.
That's the joke.
You might have missed something. And Dotzo did not pick up those hover boots from the scrub just outside of Lake Hylia, so he's having a mega flip around here. Fun times. Runner guy setting up to to not bother rescuing the Gerudo Carpenters. He's just getting to the other side of the gate. And into the wasteland. So he's headed off to Spirit, which we did get Way of the Hero hinted earlier, so it is possible we'll see. Maybe there's the bow hidden out there. Maybe we'll get Vanilla or French Vanilla Mirror Shield out there. Yeah, hitting up GTG without a bow is...
Probably
it
a bad
is
idea.
reasonable to skip. Oh hey, a weird egg in Shadow Temple. I bet that's Way of the Hero. Oh, funsies.
Boy. That's,
Why is audio out of sync? I don't know, but I am not capable of fixing it. And the person who's handling our restream is no longer with us, so... yeah.
It's a good thing I wasn't handling the restream this time.
Let me see. I think there were some instructions about how to possibly reset the audio. Let me check.
That'd probably help.
I think the bot gave me some instructions. Nope, it will not let me, reset it once it's fixed. Or rather, I don't want to click buttons that I'm not entirely sure what they do, so...
It'll be fine. You press the button to detonate a nuclear reactor? Don't worry. Your employees will fix that for you.
And sync. I'm nervous to click that button. I'm not going to. I think keeping audio slightly out of sync is better than me potentially breaking everything. Yeah, I could ping our restreamer. Perhaps I should.
Oh, by the way, there is a strat you can do in Shadow Temple on Dotzo's side. where you're able to roll through the door and you don't have to collect the silver rupees. Saves a little bit, but it's not really that much.
So, Runner Guy in Spirit Temple now. That was Nocturne that he picked up, wasn't it? I was looking away for a minute.
I think I need help.
I'm not sure I'm qualified to provide that help. Also, looks like the audio should be fixed. Feasel stepped in, making sure that we have a lovely stream to enjoy tonight.
Alright, I'm just manually looking. Give me 1 second. Our guy found Nocturne at Desert Colossus.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought I saw, but I was looking away at Discord trying to make sure that the audio issue was getting addressed at that moment. So we finally have some major divergence between these two runners, with Dotzo doing hoverless shadow and Runner Guy doing mirrorless spirit. Ooh, did Dotzo just get hammered? Oh my goodness! Well, that's nifty. I mean, we don't, as far as we know, we don't actually need it for anything today, but, you know, it will make, things slightly more convenient, potentially. Yeah, again, I apologize for not knowing all the cool tech for what things do and don't enable when using the glitched rule set that these folks are playing under. I wish I was more knowledgeable. I want to know all the things. Teach me all the things.
Well, Lost. I could always teach you 100% lessons for $20 an hour. That's always an option.
There ain't enough money in this whole darn country to cover me actually learning it at that rate. French vanilla mirror shield! Runner Guy just picked up his mirror shield in the map chest in Spirit Temple. I had a feeling that Spirit Way of the Hero was pointing at its own darn mirror shield. I was right. So, the only thing Runner Guy's missing for Go Mode is bow, right? That's the only thing. Never mind! Go Mode! Runner Guy just found his bow! Well then, okay.
Runner guy having a little bit of trouble grabbing that last key. Unfortunately. And hopefully Dotzo does not decide to jump off the boat here. I would be very happy if that was the case.
Reggie, what you doing? Why are you even in this room?
Good question. I think he just might be tired.
All he needs is keys. He needs one additional key, and there's a high likelihood he'd be able to find it on adult side. Why is he on child side? Although there is a large chest.
Key logic, most likely.
Yeah, but he can continue on adult side, and he has the mirror shield to be able to do additional checks over there. 2 bows in spirit.
Good
2
point.
bows.
Well, I got nothing then. That was on
And Dotzo finally finding a bomb bag. That is the first bomb bag we have seen of the seed in Shadow Temple. And Dotzo also picking up a paperweight. RG skipping the heart container and then realizing that he's only at 2.5 hearts, deciding maybe that's a good idea.
Why not?
It's right there. Yeah, RG only needs 1 more key to finish up Spirit Temple. So I'm not entirely sure why he's checking child side when there's good odds there'll be a key on adult side, but it's hard for me to step inside these runners' heads.
I think primary reason is I don't think he knows the new BK skip. I think it might be the other.
He's got his big key though.
Well, getting inside the statue head early, which is what I'm trying to explain. Like,
he literally only needs 1 more key to be able to go through the vanilla path. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah, I don't understand his movement then. That's a little strange.
Yeah. Considering that there's 3 checks right here. There's the sun, then there's the one behind the sun, and then there's the 2 invisible on the other side. Like, there's 3 checks right here. There's good odds that one of them will have a key. So, it just seems odd to go child side there. But what do I know? Dotzo having fun with those mega flips. Hoverless shadow. Gotta love it.
Not doing a quick.
Hey, Runner Guy found a key. What are you doing? I'm confused. He is in go mode. Does he not realize he's in go mode?
I don't think he realizes it, yeah.
He's in go mode and he's still opening stuff. What? Oh, it might still be looking for a bomb bag? Yeah, that's possible.
Well, I'm sure. Well, there's a bomb bag in Shadow, right?
Yep. Yeah, RG will stumble across it, maybe.
I'm sure he's going to be very happy once he finds
Runner
that.
Guy got his big key. He already has the boss key. It was on Statue Ledge in the main room. Oh, picking up an extra bottle with a fairy inside.
Don't fall. Didn't fall.
Archie, why? You have such a lead right now. Why are you spending time on things you don't need to do? I'm very confused.
I think he realized it. Oh wait, no, he didn't. He was just looking
No,
at
he
the
just
chest.
saw a small chest that he didn't need. So Dotzo finally going back to go take out Phantom Ganon, which he could have done like an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. So he must have just forgot.
Must have been autopiloting something, but I don't know what.
I wouldn't know either. Hopefully Archie does not die to a brew with double defense and like 10 hearts. It'd be kind of bad.
Yeah, that'd be
Interesting.
that'd be unpleasant.
Well, unpleasant is one word. I see people do that all the time in rando races. They're at like 15 hearts, double defense. They die in a brew anyway. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I have a rough time if I don't have Big Ore on sword, but again, I'm bad at this game. I'm just very knowledgeable about rando logic and everything.
I'm bad at this game. I'm literally
Archie tabbing out of it for whatever reason.
And Runnerguy having a little bit of a hard time in the Twin Robo fight.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yep. Dotzo's got Phantom Ganon down. So very shortly they will both have 2 medallions to go. Dotzo still needing to do Spirit and Foolish Water. So that can basically be dealt with whenever you feel like it. You know you aren't going to get anything good from it. And Dotzo does not know that Spirit Temple holds the Mirror Shield that he needs for Spirit Temple.
Yeah, Mirror Shield is actually a very common place for... Or Spirit Temple is a very common place to have the Mirror Shield for whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah, Twin Rova being trolly, and Runnerguy having something else over his video capture. Mentioning that in the IRC to him.
That's a nice Hess by Dotzo.
RG is now aware that he's got stuff on his screen, but he's looking up a trick. And Dotzo now gets his hovers now that he's finished Shadow Temple. Oh, that's not great. It's not what anybody wants. Runners chats are emote only because that is part of the tournament rules. So, if people are watching on the runner's personal channel instead of on the restream, those are supposed to all be set to emote only.
If they are not set to emote only, that might be a slight problem.
Yeah. And Dotzo, going for breaking into Water Temple.
Although, you can really...
I'm not entirely sure why, because he's got irons and long shot, but, you
Muscle
know,
memory.
whatever.
I did that side thing in my last race. I did the jump slash clip into Water Temple, even though I had irons and I had hook shot. That was a really wonderful ground clip by Dotzo. That was almost expertly crafted. And he's really lucky he has the long shot. Yeah, but that happens if you super slide from a bad position. He gives the tech time to hit you. Alright. Hopefully this is not...
Dotzo having a rough go with this skip.
Hopefully this is not Water PK skip the marathon. Hey, hey Dotzo? You okay, buddy? I'm a little bit worried.
Do we need to send help? Is this a signal?
Sure, why not?
And Runnerguy in Shadow Temple himself now. We'll sooner or later be finding the bomb bag that's lurking in there.
Hey, Lost.
There we go.
Do you mind if I use the bathroom for 2-3 minutes?
Go right ahead, do what you need to do.
Thank you.
I would much prefer you go use the restroom as opposed to bottle strats. And Dotzo kiting Morpha over into the corner here. Be able to take it out using the quick strats. And Morpha down. So Dotzo just now has to worry about Spirit Temple, which I'm not sure if he's gonna go for just heading straight there and gambling on it or not. We know that yes, going there and gambling is the correct play, but who knows? So Dotzo now resetting. Oh, did get that spirit medallion if trackers want to mark that down. He's probably headed to go check his lax item now. Is it good? It's just juice. Dotzo? What you doing? Oh, okay. I was confused. That's okay. Doesn't matter. Runnerguy picking up his weird egg. So, Dotzo has Spirit Temple left to go. His go mode items are in Spirit Temple. If he just rushes Spirit, he's at least kind of still in this, maybe. Runnerguy has Shadow to finish and just rushing Water Temple because it's foolish. So you don't need to do anything there other than beat Morpha, get your medallion. And just chilling out on the back of the boat where the Stalfos don't even bother you. They just, you know, run off the ledge. Where was Requiem? I don't think we've seen it. Or did we? Huh? Where did Dotzo get Requiem a Spirit? I do not recall that happening. I was confused, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm seeing that it's marked as well. It might have been a misclick. Probably when attempting to mark the Spirit Medallion, marked the Spirit Song. The tracker is not always the most intuitive. RG about to get his Lemon Skittle taking out Bongo Bongo.
I'm just wondering, why isn't RG doing quick kill Bongo? Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of an okay risk to not take if you're not confident, because if you fail it, you'll soft lock.
Dotzo, desperate for a bow, is checking Talon's chickens.
Also, I am back if it wasn't apparent. I didn't fall asleep.
Yeah, you let us know you were stepping away for a couple minutes. It's all good.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
There we go, Bongo down. So Runnerguy only has getting Morpha taken care of to deal with, whereas Dotzo has a little more to do in Spirit Temple because there's 2 bows in there to be found. He needs one of them.
It looks like he just has Morpha, and that's GG.
Ah,
right?
that's where Requiem of Spirit is at. Oh, all 3 bows were in Spirit? I caught 2 of them. I didn't realize that all 3 were in Spirit. That's ridiculous.
3 bows in Spirit. That sounds pretty bad.
This seed is garbage. Whoever rolled it isn't allowed to anymore.
I blame Fuzel. I will blame Fuzel for this one, even though I don't think he rolled the seed.
Yeah, I doubt it, but, you know, this seed is a mean one. Well, now Dotzo does in fact have Requiem of Spirit, and is headed out there to go utilize it. Gonna get Nocturne from there. And probably checks Child Spirit, which is completely unnecessary. But he doesn't know that, sadly. RG, what you doing?
He's looking. He thinks he's looking for something, but I don't know what he's missing right now.
Yeah, bomb bag's the only thing he doesn't have.
You don't need. Oh, I think I know why. I think I know why he's looking for a bomb bag. I think he doesn't know the chew strat for getting into Light Trial and Ganon's castle for the boss key. I think that's why.
Oh, is Ganon boss key enabled on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you either need to do a precise chew trick or you need to do a super slide. You don't need
Why didn't he get bombs in Shadow? Cause he cage clipped and bypassed them.
Well, is he key locked out of Shadow now?
I wasn't paying attention, I'm not sure.
Basically, if...
You can soft lock yourself that way.
Yeah, if
Potentially.
If he had one key after doing DK skip, then he's probably fine. Like, he doesn't soft lock himself, but if he has 0, then yeah, you can't go any further in Shadow. Runner guy? What are you doing?
Headed to water, I guess.
Doesn't he... Wait, doesn't he have Serenade?
I don't believe so. I think Serenade was on Ocarina. I think that's why we knew that this
okay.
wasn't an AD seed right from the beginning.
Okay, I'm having a brain fart.
It's okay.
By the way, really appreciate you coming with me, even though
No, thank you. You're able to provide the knowledge, whereas I can only provide speculation. I can make less than educated guesses what these folks are up to, not knowing glitched routing. So, RG, headed to Water Temple. Final thing to have to do before headed into Ganon's. And then hoping that boss key is somewhere friendly.
Oh, I know why I want bomb bag. It's for BK skip here. Makes it a lot easier.
Yep.
I mean, it is possible to do with choose. I've done it before with choose using a on-the-fly setup I decided to make right then and there, and it worked. Don't try that at home.
Generally not in a race setting.
Although I think Runnerguy...
Then again, he was looking up how to do tricks on the fly, so...
Yeah, I think Runnerguy probably knows something. Because he is OG after all. Yeah, he's doing a chew setup here. Oh, goodness. No.
This looks convoluted.
Well, you aren't wrong. You need to time your choose so you can hover at the right height. And if you waste too many chews, well, that's gonna be bad.
Well, he did save right at the front of the dungeon, so if he uses them all up, he can simply reset.
That is true. And it looks like he's pulling his chews too fast. He's pulling his second too fast anyway. No, that's...
Man.
No, he pulled... What?
So, RG
Yeah.
trying to learn a strat on the fly.
He's
Looked closer, maybe.
the
And Dotzo headed back adult to hopefully go back to Spirit Temple.
Yeah.
Who will finish their temple first?
What? Finally! Jeez, Pete's.
Hey! There's a hover! Now what?
Oh, he was too close to the door. He fell.
Yeah, this seems like a situation where checking a few of the easier checks might actually be faster than trying to learn and or develop tricks on the fly, but, you know, what do I know? Very little, let's be real. Dotzo hunting for bow and mirror shield, and all of the above are just waiting for you out at Spirit. Just warp to Spirit, dude.
Runnerguy is doing something here.
Dotzo doesn't have mirror shield, but mirror shield and all three bows are inside of Spirit Temple. So going to Spirit Temple is the correct play. It just probably feels so wrong. But Spirit Temple is Way of the Hero! Dude. Ooh, RG down to 3 chews. 2 chews.
He's way too high. He's not gonna make this. Oh wait, he's at the right height? Wow. Whoa.
Jeez!
Oh,
That
yeah.
That was cool!
Yeah, that was,
Two chews left. That was clutch.
that was a really, scuffed, hover.
Hey, who
let's
cares?
just
You got it.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. As long as he got it, that's the important thing. It's not like, at least it wasn't, Water BK Skip the Marathon, which in the other speed gaming race I, witnessed. In my, 3-way race with the No I'm Wrong World rule set, the other 2 racers were basically stuck on Water BK Skip for a half hour.
I'm guessing basement and no irons? Or just sheer stubbornness and not willing to go look for it.
I mean, if you have the tools, you're not gonna look for the boss key.
Eh.
I mean, they literally spent...
It takes less than 30 minutes to clear a water temple.
Well, that you are correct. But once you're so invested, you can't back out.
RG, why are you looking at anything? You're in Kobo, dude. Dotzo is so close! Hot on his heels. Except not quite, because Twin Rova fight. But for those who didn't catch it at the beginning of this race, this is Game 1 Best of 3. So we will be seeing at least one more match between these 2 runners. And hopefully that time you'll have competent commentators for the match.
How mean.
Hey, it's self-deprecating as well as teasing you, too.
Oh, yeah, I know.
This seed has been so trash, but still a fun watch. This has been a struggle. This seed has given you nothing for free, aside from double defense at the beginning. That was free, but that was like the one nifty thing that they didn't need or want, because these guys, they're not worried about taking a death. These guys are top tier. I'm calling vanilla BK. Just to be troll.
I'm calling ice trial.
Water
BK.
trial?
Yeah. Guess not. Well, guess it's probably in light trial. My favorite.
Everybody's favorite. And Dotzo finding his mirror shield and realizing that he can beat this temple. But don't stop looking, dude.
Runner guy?
Your bow is just around the corner.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. RG grabbing that small chest just to make sure that he can, check the back of light trial if necessary. Unless trials are on for this. Are trials on, or is it just that, that the door is... Okay. And Dotzo getting boss key.
Yeah, I'm just worried about Runner Guy making it in to...
And Dotzo's gonna hit go mode in this room, while RG is currently looking for that final item.
RG, how about have you considered just going into light trial first because it has the most item density? I know I'm slightly biased, but can you please do that and not torture me? Like, this is pure meme torture. Watching you.
I'm enjoying the show. I don't know about you.
Well, I'm enjoying it.
This seed has been bonkers. And Dotzo, realizing he's in go mode and having the bombs to be able to get up here, break in.
I mean, I think the seed's good too, but I just don't like his decision at the end to delay light trial when he's gonna have to go in there anyway. It's the first thing. It's the first place you go. Why is he doing what I think he's doing?
Unloading the block?
Yeah.
Well, you were asking him to do light trial. Let's just hope he doesn't unload the chests in the process. But he does have the key, so he can get through to the back room and reset it. That's one of the key parts for this, is if you do screw it up and unload the chests in the room, if you have the key, you can walk through to the second room, and that'll unscrew up some of the screw up. Oh, this absolutely works. I can speak from experience. I haven't done it myself, but people I play with all the time unload light trial this way.
This is... I know the bomb tree setup, but I keep forgetting it, which is my main issue. Because I never use it unless I do the Strando race, and I don't normally do them too often unless I'm in the tournament.
And Dotzo on phase 2 of Twin Rova now, as RG goes down to investigate what was in Light Trial.
Oh, he found the boss key.
Oh, there's the boss key!
As I said, always check Light Trial first.
Yeah, no, folks unload that block all the time in Rando. In glitched Rando, I should say. In minimal glitch categories, that isn't allowed, but in glitch-heavy stuff, oh yeah, that block gets unloaded. If you go in and out a few too many times, though, sometimes you'll unload the chests, which is why it was good that he had the key. Because if you go through into the next room, then come back, that unscrews things up somewhat.
I mean, at least you have that option.
Yep. You know, it's good that he grabbed that small key. But looks like Runnerguy is going to take game 1, best of 3 here. Unless something really crazy happens, he is, you know, climbing Ganon. Whereas Dotzo is just now getting his final Skittle. Oof, and getting knocked around by the Iron Knuckles a little bit. Double defense coming in handy. And Dotzo just now spawning his Rainbow Bridge as Runnerguy doing the final bit of the climb.
And hopefully, Runnerguy maybe considers doing a double chew Hess here. He did not. He did not.
No.
Dang.
Just going up the slow way.
For anybody who doesn't know what a double chew Hess is, it's where you pull out a chew.
It looks like Dotzo is going straight to light.
Yeah. It's where you pull out a chew. You press shield, and one frame later you pull another chew, and they both blow up if they connect on a wall. And it allows you to very quickly Hess. If there's like no blowable up objects around, that makes sense.
And Dotzo getting in. Getting that boss key. This is ridiculously close. These guys are both excellent Ocarina runners. And quite skilled rando players, being able to make do with what they've got on the fly.
Meow.
Yeah, sorry. We've got our guest commentator here.
Well, I'm not really too worried about Runnerguy right now, but oh yeah, he has to use Deku Nut Ganon. I forgot about that.
Yep. No hammer, and didn't ever go back for Bigoron sword, so yep, gonna have to do nut strats. Or something else, but I mean, as far as I'm aware, when you don't have those to power crouch stab, nut strats is the best approach. That AoE is so nice.
I'd say Runnerguy is probably going to finish 2 minutes ahead of Dotzo, even with the time lost from using Deku Nuts.
Yeah. Still impressively close match.
Yeah, definitely.
Even with the routing divergences, these guys came back and retraced each other's steps so much. There's very little differences. The one difference is that, or the two differences, I guess, is that Dotzo found the bomb bag and the hammer. Otherwise, yeah, pretty neck and neck. Runner guy, take it on that pig. Nuts to the tail. And RG getting his Master Sword back.
Finally.
Phase 2. As Dotzo enters the Ganondorf fight. Sorry to not be providing much commentary. I'm just watching these boss fights play out.
Don't worry, you're doing great, Lost. I believe in you. It looks like Runnerguy is about to kill Ganondorf with a really interesting rando seed time. It's gonna be coming up soon.
Yep, Runnerguy finishing first place with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 42 minutes, 15 seconds.
Looks like a new world record to me. But GG to Runnerguy, and we'll be moving on, most likely.
This is game 1 of 3. Or, game 1 best of 3, pardon. So, if he can win the next one, he's moving on to Grands. Dotzo looks like he's gonna play this out. In SRL, Curse GG just started Ganon when he saw the dot done. This was a race. Goodness. And surprisingly close here at the end.
Thanks again for coming with me, Lost.
No, thank you. I asked if you would be willing to help.
I'm sorry I didn't bring
enough.
enough.
I need the help.
I'm sorry I didn't bring the right memes to the table tonight. I brought back
a
an
napping meme.
I wasn't even trying to. Like, what I was doing was I was just trying to commentate, and I don't know what happened.
Well, Dotzo taking second place with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 44 minutes, 14 seconds. 1 minute, 59 seconds behind, according to the official timers. This was close.
Definitely. But Runnerguy would have been closer if he did Light Trial first. And, yeah, not having bombs definitely made him lose a lot of time. But, paid out.
Okay, well, let's see if we can get these guys in for an interview. I'm not sure. Well,
Well, I don't know if Runnerguy's gonna join, but I think Dotzo will. Hello,
GG, Dotso.
Hey, thank you.
hello, Dotzo.
Hello, Glitchy.
Wait, what's that? Wait, did I say something? Did something happen? There's something different about your voice.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, I might just be over analyzing a little bit, but how did the race go?
That seat sucked.
Well, we can see that.
Yeah, that was not the most fun thing to play out, I'm guessing.
Glitched. Let's not give you bombs for 90 minutes. Like, ugh.
GG, runner guy. Congrats on the victory.
Thanks.
GG.
Thanks.
Congrats, runner guy, on your victory.
Yeah. It was
This was
interesting.
a great match to watch. This seed was not kind to you guys.
Yeah.
So I had just a couple questions that I noted down that I wanted to ask you guys if you're willing to take just a moment.
I think I know
Dotso,
what one of them's gonna be.
yeah, why did you not clip in Forest in your first
I
dip?
forgot.
I was very confused as to why you left.
I went in there and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check up to all the stuff
to
where you
bow chest,
require
yeah.
a bow, because it could be a bow, and then I'm gonna go beat the boss, and then I got to the bow chest and I forgot.
Okay, was wondering what was going on there. If it was just a brain fart or if it was some strategic play that was above my abilities to comprehend. And runner guy, I was curious. You hit go mode when you were in spirit, but kept hunting items. What were you looking to find there?
I wanted bombs.
Do you want to know where bombs were hiding?
Where were some of them at?
Well, we only saw one bomb bag,
Okay.
and you cage clipped past it. It was in shadow.
Okay.
Yep.
That I'm fine with that. I didn't want to spend a bunch of time in shadow.
Nobody does.
So,
Yeah.
so the strat was light arrow or light trial with a chew, right?
I unloaded the thing by going back and
okay.
forth, but I know there's a clip, but I didn't want to look that one up too.
Yeah, that's part of why it was as close as it was. That took a little bit of time there.
Yeah, when I had a video over my game, I was trying to look up a water BK skip with just chews. Because I knew there were ways, but I hadn't done it in a while.
Yeah, it's funny. I learned that yesterday, specifically for this instance.
Oh, nice.
At least you've continued the trend of Ice Cavern always has stuff.
I wanted to do ice fairly early, and I completely forgot. And then it ended up being way late for me.
Yeah, it was like 90 minutes in, something like that. Like at the end of Child 1, which was ridiculously long.
Okay. For curiosity's sake, gonna find out where those other two bomb bags were hiding.
Trials. And Trials, probably.
Probably. But curiosity has gotten the better of me.
Wouldn't they be big? Big chests?
Lake Hylia's son.
That sounds about right.
And GTG.
GTG. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, neither of you touched it because going
There
in there
was
without a bow
nothing in
is
there.
just...
Yeah. I like how all three bows were in spirit.
That was
funny.
ridiculous!
That's the
What
second time that's
even?
happened.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
It happened once in an accessible race.
Wow. That's special. This seed, goodness. This was something to watch, guys. Well, best of luck to both of you in Game 2, whenever that gets scheduled for.
Yep.
Yeah. Right now.
Give me like an
Suck your
hour, I'll
own
order some
back.
pizza.
No,
I
I can't.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm game if you guys are. Nah, we need to check with Speed Gaming for that sort of shenanigans. But this was a great race, guys. Thank you very much for entertaining all of us here.
Thanks for commentating and tracking.
Yeah, good stuff.
Thanks to the trackers. Don't thank us comms. The trackers were the true stars tonight. Aside from you two, obviously. Yes, huge thanks to Afterlife and Iboto2 for keeping us in the loop of what was going on this whole darn time.
And thank you for putting on a good race, Runnerguy and dotzo. Just want to let you guys know that.
Yeah, this was amazing to watch and commentate. This was the divergences and doubling over each other and how tight it was at so many points. Like, there seemed to be points where somebody would take a lead and then almost immediately it would go back to being neck and neck.
I might have to watch the restream.
Yeah, same.
How good it was.
I apologize in advance for my subpar commentary throughout the whole thing. Chat, thank you for being wonderful and putting up with me.
I tried my best too.
Everybody here was doing the best they could.
So, Lost, do you want to wrap up the interview? Or we got more questions?
Those were the two questions. I know we only had about 10 minutes before the next race is ready to roll, so I just wanted to ask just a couple little things.
Wait, there's
About
another... Wait, there's another race going on?
I don't know what's going on. There's another race that's starting in about 10 minutes. I don't know what. I haven't looked at the schedule because I'm the worst. I really should be, hyping up whatever's coming next. Let me see if I can find that.
The new CDI Zelda tournament coming soon on. Actually, not coming soon on Speed Gaming. Don't look forward to that.
Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland is coming up in about 10 minutes here on OG Speed Gaming. No numbers following. They've got an any percent tournament match going on. So if you want to stick around and watch that, that's what's coming up here in about 10 minutes. For those who didn't catch it at any point, I am Lost the Pirate. Been here with Glitchymon this whole time. Thank y'all for being amazing.